It's been a very strange night for Detective Sam Burke. While hunting the mysterious costumed vigilante responsible for Burke's temporary suspension from the police force, Burke and his partner, Twitch Williams, unexpectedly found themselves in the middle of a much bigger scenario. Various sources led them to the lair of a hero revered by the homeless of New York's Bowery. They caught him off guard as he prepared for a showdown 2 miles uptown with the Morpheus cyborg hitman Overt Kill. Spawn evaded the pursuit. The lawman later caught up with Spawn as his battle reached its climax. Williams' sharpshooting saved Spawn's life, and that of another. Also lying in a bloody heap was an unidentified civilian. As Burke stares at the 2 broken figures, he mutters his professional assessment.
Cripes. The paperwork on this is gonna kill me.
So it would seem, sir.
It's obvious that he's not even remotely aware of the magnitude of what just happened. He'll catch on soon enough. Kneeling over Spawn's limp form, Twitch checks for any signs of life. It'd be a shame to have come this far and end up without any answers. The search has become too personal to go unresolved.
So, what's the scoop?
He might be dead. I'm not finding a pulse. I'll try some CPR.
The mask is drawn back, revealing what's left of the man called Al Simmons.
Jesus! What the hell happened to him?
My God. It looks like someone's burned his face off. God, what's this guy been through?
If what he said was true, a whole lot. The only thing we've got is that the bag lady called him Al.
Al, the reanimated dead man, has been hunted as a vigilante and a murderer. As a spawn of hell, he is less than that. And more. Terry Fitzgerald rolls over. The detectives assume he's a businessman. In fact, he works as a linguist for the CIA.
Al?
The detectives had been so engrossed with Spawn, they'd momentarily forgotten about him.
So, you're alive, bud. Good. Cause I've got about 200 questions I need answered. Like, what is going on here?
After a few minutes, a patrol car happens upon the scene. Burke then radios the nearest precinct.
I'll need a couple ambulances and a few of your boys to cordon off this area. Also, get me everything you've got on Fitzgerald Terrence D. He says he's with the CIA, though he ain't got a wallet to prove it. Thanks.
Boys, we just got lucky. A couple detectives from downtown say they've got that Fitzgerald guy, and they don't seem to know anything about him murdering those feds. Get 4 units down there. I'm going to steal this caller out from under their noses.
I'll phone Wynn at the agency. Tell him to pass the word. It'll be a pleasure to finally nail that traitor.
You wanted to see us, Mr. Wynn.
Not long after, at the Omni Intelligence Agency, the United States Security Group.
They found Fitzgerald down near Penn Station. I want our people down there now. Once there, pull rank.
It's ours! This time I'm gonna fry that son of a bitch!
You make sure that area is so tight that the wind can't even get out. I won't lose him again.
Jason Wynn has become consumed by this case. His faux pas over Terry Fitzgerald threatens his career. He knows Terry Fitzgerald is no traitor, but circumstances made him the logical suspect. Rather than admit his error, Wynn continues to conduct a brutal investigation. Police, FBI, all are called into play.
And if he so much as looks at you cross-eyed, make sure his death looks like an accident. Do you read me?
Perfectly, sir. Anything else?
Just do it.
Wynn's callousness is a byproduct of years of unquestioned authority. As Supreme Director of U.S. intelligence agencies, he has single-handedly ended wars, even some he began. Terry Fitzgerald is only one man. His life means nothing to a director whose effectiveness is being questioned. A quick resolution to this fiasco will restore his preeminence with the White House and in the global community, while leaving it to others to deal with its aftermath. Like Wanda Blake, wife of a man now accused also of murdering 2 FBI agents. Tears fall as she prays that this is just some demented nightmare, but she knows it's real, very real. The life she and Terry had built has crashed down around her, as Wanda now holds tight to her daughter Cyan. She works to push past the shock, to focus on what's in her heart: hope, love. She prays to God that this will be enough to see her through, because it seems nothing she took for granted can be trusted. The agents posted outside are supposedly to protect her, but from who? Is she being detained? The neighbors stopped talking to her after the shootout. Who are they afraid of? What was Terry involved in? She doesn't know friend from foe.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know where that freaking robot went. Your guess is as good as mine. I was just trying to stay alive. I was expecting to be meeting here with a couple of mafia punks.
Yeah. Let's see if I got this straight. You're a G-man who's expecting a meeting with a mob. They sucker you, send their 10-ton cyborg hitman instead, and our dad hero over there seems to have a personal reason to try and save your butt. All of this comes as a complete surprise to you. On top of it all, you claim to have lost all of your identification. What do you think, Twitch?
There does seem to be some merit to what he's saying, sir. He knows the agency's protocols and a fair bit about the mafia as well.
Will you shut up, Twitch?
Psst, Vinny, look, it's Al. Someone messed him up.
Real bad.
We gotta get some help.
So, another group is drawn into the web of activity surrounding Spawn, because our naive hero acted without thought of consequence. A dead child molester, a few stolen guns, a couple of missing files. These events form no obvious pattern. The key lies in an unfathomable place. The mind of a dead CIA-trained assassin. Faced with odd situations, Spawn did what had to be done. Unfortunately, the fallout from his actions has landed squarely on the shoulders of his best friend of a lifetime ago.
You settle down, buddy. The other cops will be here soon.
Believe us, Terry. We're just as anxious to figure this out as you are.
You guys have to believe me. I don't have time. The Mafia's got my wife and kid. I've got to get out of here now.
Listen, pal. I don't care what your problem is, you ain't going nowhere. Understand?
Please, sir, take it easy.
Back off, Twitch. This one's been dogging me for too long for me to let it fall apart now.
Are you deaf? Didn't you hear what I said? It's the mob, you idiot. They'll kill them.
Oh no, not again.
Freeze!
They've got my wife and little girl.
Wanda.
In the sprawling office of New York Mafia Chief Anthony Twistelli, tensions are running high. Though he lived through his ordeal with the Violator and his brother demons, it ended far from satisfactorily, and now the heat's been turned up. 2 of his boys, taken by surprise, shot and killed a pair of federal agents on the front lawn of Terry Fitzgerald's house. Out of respect for each other's influence, the 2 groups have long had a special working relationship. Twist is lucky that everyone is still blaming Fitzgerald. He can thank Jason Wynn for that.
I sent Frankie and Tommy back to the murder scene. They're making sure we stay clean through this.
And us?
I want you to make sure Overkill did his job. I need Fitzgerald dead. The cartel has been... Yes?
This is Gino. We just called the meeting for next Thursday. Some of the members have requested a progress report. There's been unhappiness with your recent dealings. You got 6 days to correct this. Understand? We're counting on you, Tony.
Perfect!
Twist is not used to being on the receiving end of threats, nor will he allow it to continue.
Send someone over to Gino's restaurant. Take his top chef and slice off his hands. Gino needs to understand who runs this show. In the meantime, I want Fitzgerald's body. Tell Overkill to leave enough of it intact for me to take to my meeting on Thursday. That should shut him up.
Unfortunately for Twist, that may not be as easy as it seems. Right now, Fitzgerald is a very hot commodity. The police believe he's in possession of stolen experimental firearms. The FBI suspect him of killing 2 of their agents. The CIA is prodding these domestic agencies at Wynn's request. Twist's goons are then racing headlong into a place that will soon be crawling with law enforcement officers. Adding to the fray will be every local media crew that's been monitoring the police bands. This is not going to be the easiest time to be Terry Fitzgerald. Though Detective Sam Burke has had a very successful career, one point cannot be denied. He's an overweight slob. For him, pursuing a suspect on foot is a contradiction in terms. It's why he was teamed with scrawny Twitch Williams, to whom it falls, yet again, to catch up with the fling perpetrator, alleged. Precinct by precinct, the question has been asked, why do they call him Twitch? The answer? Because he doesn't.
It's over, Terry. Accept it.
Terry slumps to the ground, a broken man. Putting his head into his hands, he begins to sob. He doesn't know why any of this is happening. Things are so out of whack. But even more importantly, he has failed his wife and child. That is more than he can bear.
Wanda, please forgive me.
You got him. Great work. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack.
Good for you, sir.
I'm getting sick and tired of this. We're going back to your dead hero, buddy. I'll bring the local cops up to date, then I'm taking you into the station downtown. If you so much as flinch, I'll shoot you myself.
There they are.
Hey!
Get out of here! Get out of our alley! Out of our alley!
They stand poised in the moonlight, ready to take back what is theirs, ready to defend their fallen king, Spawn. Cans, bottles, wood, whatever. They pelt the two detectives relentlessly. Terry sees another opportunity to flee. Now distanced from the police, he's spotted by the first group on the scene. The CIA.
Say goodnight, traitor.
The proverbial pedal is put to the metal.
Sir, we need to fall back.
I know. You grab Fitzy, I'll cover you. Everyone's going crazy tonight.
Terry turns to run. Too late. He stands frozen, staring at the headlights like some wild animal on the highway. He knows his luck has finally run out.
Get down, Terry!
The pair didn't know what hit them. They hit something at 67 miles per hour. The engine that rammed into the passenger compartment, shattering their legs, came as a complete surprise. Shoulder harnesses would have kept them from flying through the windshield if their pinned legs hadn't. Neither occupant will walk again. The car will look as if it impacted a steel pole. For all intents and purposes, it did. Al Simmons employs powers derived from the pits of hell. Once in a while, he's glad of it. He knew that increasing his density to this extent would drain irreplaceable energy. Tonight, he did this willingly. Tonight, he saved a friend.
Sir, it's him.
Who are you?
A friend.
Twitch, you said...
Suddenly, the alley explodes with life. The interested parties converge in rapid succession. First, the FBI.
Freeze!
Then the police. Followed by the mob. Then the CIA. And last, the media crews. The commotion is deafening. Panic has blossomed full and abundant. It is now that the denizens of the alley make their retreat, not out of fear, but confidence. Their king is well. He can and will control this situation, unlike some folks.
What the hell's going on here?
As the horde converges upon him, Spawn stands and stares. His CIA background informs his decisions, when to react and how. He has several targets tonight, one purpose. Until now, he tried hiding himself from the public. That hasn't worked very well. He needs a new tactic. Fear. It can be brought in many ways. Irrational thought, paranoia, superstition. It can also be instituted by example. He's been given a name by the violator. It's time they learned it. As well as something else. That the boogeyman really does exist.
Cripes, what a night.
Where'd he go?
He's going to make sure everyone gets that message. With various files taken from Tony Twist's office, Spawn had begun to piece things together. Each new agency dropping into the mix was targeted as another place for Al to cross-check his data. Finally, all that remained was to act as courier.
I've always been amazed how relaxed you are about destroying people.
Shut up. I have something to say. You call your dogs off the Fitzgerald case, then you backtrack over that twisted trail of lies you've laid, and somehow you correct it. I want Terry Fitzgerald to be so squeaky clean that I want to give him a medal. In the future, you and your people will stay away from him and his family. In case I haven't made my point, I thought I'd leave you with a copy of a special file. You'll find that your career of wealth and power will vanish if anyone reads it. The President and the Joint Chiefs of Staff would be the first. I know it makes you tick, Jason.
What? How did you...
And that's power. This file can make it disappear in a heartbeat.
Jason Wynn scans the file. No one alive knew some of the items it contains.
Sauerkraut. Swiss cheese. Oh, pickled herring.
It's 4:33 a.m. Sam Burke has finally arrived in his apartment.
Burke.
Cripes! What kind of ghost freak are you?
I need you to pass a message along to Chief Banks. Tell him to drop the Fitzgerald case and to leave my alley alone. If he doesn't, I'll make sure every criminal in a 10-block radius turns left every time a cop goes right. You'll be so busy chasing the mob, I'll become a distant memory. And do me a favor. Give this file to Chief Banks. I'd hate to see what the media would make of his range of extracurricular activities. If he's smart, I won't have to distribute copies.
Cripes.
Tony Twist sits sweating in his private sauna. He finds it therapeutic to outline his ongoing activities in such heat.
Hey, fat man, let's chat.
Dear God!
You will cease and desist in your idiotic hounding of Terry Fitzgerald. Now, your rats have given you bad information. He's human, I'm not. And just to make your day, here's a file I borrowed from your office. I see it lays out your organization's objectives for the next 6 months. Unless you want the cops crawling up your rear, you'll leave Fitzgerald alone. Oh, and stay the hell out of my alleys.
At the home of Terry Fitzgerald and his wife, Wanda Blake, the effects of Spawn's cryptic visits are discussed in hushed tones.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. None of this. I've got an entire city chasing me down, trying to nail me. Then just when they've got me, bam, I'm free to go. Right in the middle of their interrogation, someone whispers something in their ear, and I become a non-issue.
Honey, I don't pretend to know what this is all about, but it scared me. All I could think of was losing you, of Cyan not having a daddy, of you not seeing her grow up. I couldn't bear that.
I was scared too. Sweetheart, I still am. Someone messed with our lives. Then, just like that, it's all called off. It takes an awful lot of influence to do something like that. That scares me.
Outside in the cold night air, our hero perches high above his wife's house. His house. Or is it? His life is so twisted now, he can't make sense of it. While he stares at the light streaming from the house that was once his, Al Simmons reflects that his existence is certainly having an impact, and that most of it, it's negative. He'll be more careful in the future. His actions have caused his wife and friend to suffer greatly. Sounds funny, he thinks. I have a wife that's married to someone else. He'll laugh about that some other time. For now, a disaster has been averted. As the first of the rain begins to fall, he does allow himself a slight smirk. His bluffs have worked. He'll worry about everything else tomorrow.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to become part of the Al Simmons Army. Also, follow the Twitter for more updates and ring the bell to be notified. Also, give the Twitch a follow. Oh, and welcome back. Malabolgia, just you wait.